Our Earth needs constant concern and attention. Each of us has a personal responsibility to take care for creation, this precious gift which God has entrusted to us. This means, on the one hand, that nature is at our disposal to enjoy and use properly. Yet it also means that we are not its masters, stewards but not masters. We need to love and respect nature, but instead, we are often guided by the pride of dominating, possessing, manipulating, exploiting. We do not preserve the earth, we do not respect it, we do not consider it as a freely given gift to look after. Respect for the environment, however, means more than not destroying it. It also means using it for good purposes. Pope Francis, 2014. In this quote, Pope Francis explains that the earth is a very valuable gift from God and that we must protect it. In the Bible, God says that He entrusts us humans to watch over this holy land He gave us. God gave us His generous grace in the physical form of our very earth and the natural resources around us. We should be joyful and thankful for it. We must take care of the earth that He has given to us. He expects us to live off of it and use it responsibly, because it is the only earth that we have. But as of right now, we are not respecting it. We are manipulating it for our own goods and not treating it with the care that it needs. There are many ways humans have negatively impacted Earth, some being pollution, deforestation, burning of fossil fuels, and more. This has triggered many problems on the Earth, such as climate change, global warming, endangered species, water levels rising, topsoil layer of permafrost thawing, soil erosion, and more. We need to save the Earth by being environmental stewards of this land for our sake. To be an environmental steward means that we take responsibility for our land and respect it by using our resources wisely. This also means to love and respect nature. As we all know, there is a global pandemic happening in the world right now due to the deadly coronavirus. Thankfully, we live in a highly developed, stable country where we can afford the protection and healthcare we need to fight off this deadly virus. But unfortunately, there are countries that are still developing and fragile and are not as strong against the virus. Some don't have as many resources or funds to support themselves normally. Now they need to protect themselves from a global pandemic that spreads quickly. Something that is for sure is that everywhere due to the pandemic, population growth is declining and messing up the stability of countries. This has caused many shifts in our lifestyle. Now the world must stay 6 feet apart from each other, wear masks, and constantly sanitized. The coronavirus has impacted the earth in many ways, such as population growth, immigration rate, economic growth, and employment rate. But we must help each other get through the virus, because if we were wiped out, who would be here to protect and sustain the earth? We must practice social distancing in this pandemic so we can continue to take care of the earth. Just as we have constant concern for the virus, we need to give the earth constant concern and attention, just as Pope Francis says. There are many ways that we can be environmental stewards of this land through the pandemic. Some things that I use that I've learned from this course to be an environmental steward is to use the 6 R's day by day: rethink, reuse, recycle, repair, reduce, and refuse. Before throwing something out, think of ways you can reuse it or repair it. That's what I did for my Unit 3 project when I created a sort of water barrel with plastic bottles, so they'd not get thrown into the oceans and pollute them or endanger marine life. Something else that I have done to be an environmental steward of this land is donate $20 to an organization called teamtrees.org, where every dollar donated is a tree planted. So my $20 ended up planting 20 trees somewhere in the world. If you want, you can even plant a tree outside of your house as well. We only have one Earth, and we need to protect it. We can no longer abuse its natural resources as much as we do. By doing these small deeds, I have helped contribute to make a change in the Earth and answered my call to be a responsible environmental steward of this Earth, just as Pope Francis and God calls us to be. And now, it is your turn to be one as well. What will you do to be an environmental steward of this Earth?